Welcome back, truth seekers. Today, we journey beyond the wooden smile and into the tangled strings of control, obedience, and longing. This isn't the Pinocchio you thought you knew. This is the tale behind the tale. And it's time we asked what it truly takes to become real. Pinocchio, a tale of lies, longing, and control. More than a wooden boy. Pinocchio is often remembered as the mischievous puppet who dreams of becoming a real boy. His story, filled with magical transformations, talking animals, and moral lessons, has been passed down for generations as a charming fable for children. Yet, beneath its whimsical surface lies a tale riddled with moral rigidity, emotional manipulation, and an unsettling portrayal of obedience and worthiness. In this analysis, we dive deep into the psychological, social, and symbolic layers of Pinocchio and reveal how the story's treatment of its protagonist reflects a broader cultural narrative about conformity, control, and conditional love. Lies and the performance of morality. Pinocchio's defining flaw, lying, is treated not simply as a bad habit, but as a threat to his very identity. Each lie is punished with a physical transformation. His nose grows longer, his humanity recedes. The story does not explore why he lies, whether out of fear, curiosity, or a desire to belong. Instead, lying becomes a moral absolute. This rigid moralism flattens the complexity of childlike behavior and overlooks the role of fear, trauma, or misunderstanding in shaping truth. Pinocchio's lies are never met with compassion, only correction, as if morality is something externally imposed rather than internally learned. The conditional path to humanity. In the world of Pinocchio, becoming real is not about self-awareness or emotional growth, but about obedience. The story links humanity with good behavior. Only when Pinocchio stops lying, listens to authority, and sacrifices personal desires does he earn the right to be a real boy. This presents a deeply conditional view of personhood, that worthiness must be earned through conformity. Instead of encouraging exploration or learning from mistakes, the tale instills fear. You must obey or remain artificial. The Blue Fairy, love with strings attached. The Blue Fairy, often viewed as a maternal or divine figure, exemplifies conditional affection. She helps Pinocchio, but always with a test. Her love is a reward, not a constant. When he falters, she disappears. When he succeeds, she returns. Her guidance is transactional. Support only follows obedience. This mirrors emotional dynamics where children internalize the belief that love must be earned and mistakes equate to abandonment. The Blue Fairy, far from being a symbol of nurturing, becomes a symbol of moral surveillance. Geppetto, a father's projection. Geppetto is portrayed as a loving creator, but also a man who imposes unrealistic expectations on his son. Pinocchio is born not from nature, but from craft, a product. Geppetto wants him to behave, learn, and conform quickly, with little patience for his wooden innocence. While Geppetto suffers and sacrifices, his love too is laced with disappointment. Pinocchio is never accepted as he is. The message is clear: until you behave, you're not enough. Geppetto represents a parent's projection of their ideal child, one that must be molded, not embraced. Temptation and shame. Pleasure Island.
One of the most iconic episodes is Pleasure Island, where boys who indulge in fun are transformed into donkeys. Laughter, play, rebellion, all are punished. This segment equates joy with danger and autonomy with destruction. The metaphor is chilling. Children who disobey don't just get scolded, they lose their humanity. Pleasure Island serves as an allegory of moral panic, where deviation from rigid norms is not just wrong, but dehumanizing. Shame is the tool used to control, and transformation is the punishment for self-expression. The Puppet Master, control as entertainment. Pinocchio's early journey involves being trapped in a puppet show by Stromboli. Here, his very nature, being a puppet, is exploited for profit and control. The show celebrates his uniqueness, but only while he performs. The moment he seeks freedom, he is caged. Stromboli is the embodiment of systemic exploitation, rewarding those who conform to roles and punishing deviation. Pinocchio learns that difference is tolerated only when it entertains, never when it questions. The Sea Monster and the Trial of Redemption. The climax in the belly of the sea monster reinforces the idea that only through suffering and self-sacrifice can one achieve redemption. Pinocchio must risk his life to save Geppetto, proving his worth through pain. The sea monster is not just a danger, it is a rite of passage, a final exam. This reinforces the idea that forgiveness or acceptance must be earned through hardship. There is little space for grace, healing, or inner understanding. The illusion of choice. While Pinocchio seems to make choices, those choices are heavily weighted. Every path he takes outside of obedience is punished severely. The story does not offer balanced consequences or encouragement for self-guided growth. Instead, it presents a false dichotomy: obey and be rewarded, or stray and be destroyed. The illusion of agency masks a deeper control. Free will is only allowed if it aligns with the narrative's moral code. Identity as reward, not inheritance. Pinocchio is not considered real until he conforms. This suggests that identity, personhood, and even soul are conditional gifts. The boy is wooden, not because he is unfinished, but because he is unworthy. This frames humanity as a prize, not a birthright. It perpetuates a dangerous idea that you are only someone if you earn it through compliance, pain, and denial of instinct. It erases the complexity of being flawed and growing through it. A cautionary tale of control, not character. In the end, Pinocchio is less about character development than character correction. It's a tale that trains readers to equate goodness with obedience, self-worth with performance, and love with conditions. Pinocchio is never allowed to be fully flawed and still loved, a reality most children desperately need modeled. Instead of offering compassion for imperfection, the story demands transformation before acceptance. Conclusion: from wooden to worthy, but at what cost? Pinocchio remains a culturally powerful story, but one that masks strict moralism beneath whimsy. Its protagonist is not developed but disciplined. His journey is not one of discovery, but of domestication. In examining Pinocchio's arc, we uncover a system where control masquerades as care, and becoming real means becoming acceptable. To truly reclaim this tale, we must imagine a Pinocchio who learns not just to obey, but to question, and is loved not because he is perfect, but because he is becoming real on his own terms. So maybe Pinocchio didn't just dream of being real. Maybe he was shaped to fit someone else's dream. But next time, we chase a very different kind of wish. One that comes from a lamp, a genie, and a boy who thinks he can have it all. Join us in our next deep dive, Aladdin, a tale of desire, deception, and destiny.